By now, you probably have heard earlier this week, Tuesday, November 4th, the elections of 2025, we have a new mayor of New York City. His name is Zohran Mamdani. And yes, he's a Muslim. Yes, he identifies himself as a democratic socialist. And unfortunately, the Republican Party, the MAGA, conservatives, whatever you want to call them, have used Mamdani as an example of their bigotry, of their racism, of their Christian bigotry. I know I probably pissed off a lot of people by saying that, but I'm going to say it again. Their Christian bigotry, using their faith to justify their hatred. As a Christian myself, I'm ashamed of that. And I feel I need, because I know none of them will have the guts to do so, I want to read you a letter that John Pavlovitz wrote and posted, an apology to Muslims in this country from a disgusted Christian. And if any of you have some sort of problem with that, that's your problem. Take a listen. Dear Zohran Mamdani and Muslims in America, witnessing the simply staggering hatred directed at you during the New York City mayoral campaign and 100-fold now in the wake of the mayor-elect's victory, as an American Christian, I wanted to apologize. I'm sorry the loudest voices representing my faith tradition right now seem to be the most hateful ones, the ones less like Jesus. I'm sorry that these voices are making you feel unwelcome, unloved in this country, that they are magnifying fear, that they are causing you to experience unmerited discrimination and undeserved animosity in the places that you worship and raise your families and make your livings. I'm sorry that you are being unfairly penalized and unnecessarily demonized for a handful of twisted, violent people who share little more than simply the name of your faith. I understand a small fraction of what that's like. I need you to know that those angry bullies spreading ignorance and fear and bigotry and claiming to speak for Christians do not represent me, no matter how high a platform they have or how recognizable their names are or how much money they have. They certainly don't represent Jesus, and they don't represent most Christians I know either. You see, we fully realize that these professed religious people are extremists to as dangerous as they point to. They are terrorists, only their weapons are pulpits and podcasts and Senate seats, and unfortunately, presidential power. It's all the same vile stuff in a different package, and it is all the enemy of life. There is little difference between them and those that so vehemently condemn, and we know this. We recognize contempt and malice and bitterness, even when it's camouflaged in faith and wrapped around religion, and we are having none of it. It's either in our name or in the name of Jesus. We understand well that hatred is not the sole property of any faith tradition, and we reject the broad and damning brush they paint you with because you deserve to be seen and heard and known. We all do. We know that so many of you, like so many of us, choose goodness and default to gentleness. We know that you too believe in the inherent value of all people and genuinely seek the peace with all those people who live alongside you. We believe that you agree with us that love and compassion and kindness and mercy are universal values, and that so many fundamental ways we are the same. We're in together. We are together in this, living shoulder to shoulder in the kind-hearted middle of true humanity, stuck wedged between the warring factions who don't realize they are so much alike. We are all their collateral damage. I apologize for those who are misrepresenting our faith traditions in the way they've caused you so much pain. I'm sorry that they are perpetrating violence with every comment, every sermon, every stump speech, every social media post, and that they show little remorse and great cruelty as they do so. But more than that, I am sorry that so many of us have been silent in the face of it all. Most of us don't have the power to reach the influence that they have, but that can no longer be an excuse. We will work together to do better than we have before by finding the moral courage to stand against Christians who traffic in hate. Right now, please accept these words as a beginning, as a confirmation that we are fully disgusted with our misguided brothers and sisters, and that we condemn their continuing, narrow-minded, unprovoked attacks on you and your faith tradition, and that we are fully committed to finding a better response to violence than more violence. We will not meet fear with fear. We will not respond with bigotry with more of the same. We will not be drafted into their manufactured holy war. So until we wrestle the microphone from the warmongers in the church who have commandeered it, and until we can make sure that the voice of Jesus is the one most loudly representing us, please know that we are sorry. We are called by our traditions to be forgivers, cheek turners, to be healers, and to be peacemakers. Many of us remember this. Many of us desire this. May peace be in us, and may this peace be with you. P.S. As someone on the left, I also like to apologize for the vicious attacks that have come from our supposed progressives. Is equally as sickening. Thank you, John Pavlitz, for having the courage to write this letter. More and more Christians in this country, more and more professed Christians in this country, in my view, need to speak out and speak up against what's happening. Because what I'm seeing now, people like Mamdani and a lot of Muslims that I know personally are acting more Christian-like than a lot of Christians I've seen next to in my church or other churches or who I see on television on the Word Network or TBN or whatever. Now, you may not like the man for his politics. You may not like Mamdani because he's politically this, that, or the other. But when you use what I really have a problem with, and I mentioned this earlier, is when you use 9/11 as a reason to attack someone because they call themselves Muslim, because they read the Quran instead of the King James Bible. That to me is wrong. I had shuddered to think what would happen if Charlie Kirk were still alive and Mamdani was elected mayor of New York. I can't even fathom, actually, I can fathom what Charlie Kirk would say about Mamdani. He won't be the good Christian. He won't be the good man that the MAGA is edifying him as. He will be exactly what he was: a hateful, racist bigot, using religion to justify his hatred. When I talk against Donald Trump, I'll bring religion into it, although I believe he is close to being the Antichrist as anyone. But when you mix politics and religion, it becomes a bad thing. It becomes a serious problem. And that is what's happening now. Now, Mamdani, he hasn't even taken office yet. So we can't say that he'll succeed or fail. If he fails, maybe he'll be thrown out of office, which he should be. If he succeeds, then he'll be hailed as one of the great mayors of New York, right next to Rudy Giuliani before he went nuts. We'll have to wait and see. But for this subject, people who spout bigotry in the name of religion shame me, not only as an American, but as a saved Christian. You shame me. That is something I cannot forget or even forgive. CTP, no truth. God bless. Peace to the left, justice to the right.